Welcome to the Texas Wine Scene Podcast, the most up-to-date information to help you prepare for your wine tasting weekend. I'm Mike, your Texas Wine Scene correspondent, bringing you all the wine happenings in and around the great state of Texas, from the high plains to the hill country. If you love Texas wine, you've come to the right place. Let's take a trip. Welcome back, everyone, to the Texas Wine Scene Podcast. I am your host, your Texas Wine Scene correspondent, Mike Cole, bringing you all the wine happenings in and around the great state of Texas. If you are a subscriber to the podcast, thank you so much for returning and tuning in to this week's episode. And if you are new to the podcast, thank you so much for stopping by to check us out. We are an information-based podcast supporting and sharing wine events, tastings, and industry news from around the great state of Texas. So I hope you enjoy the content, and if you do, please consider subscribing and sharing the podcast with all your wine-loving friends. It helps to continue to spread the word about the podcast and keeps everyone informed about current wine-related events. Also, please follow me on my socials at Texas Wine Scene on Instagram and Texas Wine Scene on Facebook, where you will see all the posts about upcoming events for the weekend. And now, your Texas Wine Scene news. The Christmas Wine Affair passport tickets are on sale. Your passport tickets include a complimentary wine tasting and a 15% discount on 3 bottle purchases at each of the 50 participating wineries. Savor all that Texas wine country has to offer this holiday season from November 25th through December 20th. Share the holiday season with family and friends as you experience all the award-winning wines the Texas Hill Country has to offer. Speaking of award-winning wines, many wineries are offering holiday wine bundles on some of their best wines in the state. Through December 31st, take advantage of Wedding Oak Winery's Pick 3 or Pick 6 wine bundles that include eligible wines such as the 2022 Tuxedo Red, the 2022 Bridal Veil, the 2022 Something Borrowed, and the 2023 Just Married. C.L. Bouteau in Austin is offering a mix and match bundle of their Frenchy Rosé or Rosado wines, as well as a Thanksgiving special with significant discounts on 6 and 12-pack cases of wine. Heath Family Brands is offering a holiday magic wine bundle, which includes Heath sparkling wine Ebuance, a remodel-style traditional method sparkling wine, Grape Creek Vineyards Mosaic, a Bordeaux-style blend, and Invention Vineyards Mourvedre Rosé. And Texas Fine Wine is offering a fantastic wine bundle that includes wines such as Dukeman Family Winery's 2023 Vermentino, Bending Branch Winery's 2020 Estate Tannat from the Los Pirog Vineyard, Pedernales Cellars 2020 Family Reserve, and the Independence from Spicewood Vineyards. Here's Denise Clark, Director of Texas Fine Wine, with more information about those wines.
Welcome back, everybody. Texas Fine Wine, which represents 4 Hill Country wineries, is celebrating its 10th anniversary this year. That's really big. Director Denise Clark is here to tell us about what's available for their annual holiday bundle. Long-term viewers of this show will know we usually cover it.
Absolutely.
Good morning, Denise.
Good morning. Fine. It's delighted to be here.
Yeah.
I'm so happy our wineries that have worked together for 10 years continue to do our holiday packets. Really, really popular.
Absolutely. And it's thanks a lot to your work, kind of putting Texas wineries on the map. That's big. So if you wouldn't mind, let's talk a little bit more about the collective, the 4 wineries that are involved
You
here.
bet. Texas Fine Wine, as we just said, was formed 10 years ago to really focus on the quality of wines being made in Texas, the great varieties that do really well in Texas. They include Bending Branch Winery outside outside of Comfort near San Antonio. Pedernales Cellars in Stonewall on Highway 290 in the heart of Texas wine country. And then outside of Austin, we have both Dukeman Family Winery in Driftwood and Spicewood Vineyards in Spicewood.
Mm-hmm.
And again, our focus has been on making world-class benchmark wines that people can be really proud of.
Yeah, because, I mean, Napa gets a lot of bragging rights, but we want Texas to be on that.
You got it. We have this beautiful wine country in our backyard.
And it continues to get better, which is awesome. You brought the 4 wines that are in the holiday bundle for today, but you said you wanted to actually taste the ones that are closest to Austin, which I thought was really clever of you. So let's talk about this first one. It's Dukeman, their Vermentino. What is that?
Vermentino is a white grape. It hails originally from Sardinia in Italy. Yes.
Fancy.
And it's a great alternative to Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc. It's got a lime zest, lemon, pineapple. It's got a medium bodied. It's really,
I was going to say that
the nose is amazing.
it smells like a Chardonnay or Sauvignon Blanc. I'm very underdeveloped, everybody, but that's what it smells like to me.
Well, and it is one of the most popular white wines in Texas, no doubt. Vermentino's been definitely at the top of the white wine list in Texas.
Wonderful. Yeah. And as I've just had a little sip and it's good. It hits you right in the little back of the cheeks.
That's right.
What would be a good match for this wine? What would be a good pairing?
So this is terrific to have by itself, before your holiday meal, but it would also pair great with turkey, chicken, and any white fish dishes.
Well, we've got a lot of turkey coming down the pike in the next couple weeks, so maybe pick up a bottle of this. I love it. Okay, Bending Branch Winery is coming up next. Tell us about this one.
You bet. Bending Branch Winery is out of Comfort, and it's considered the Tannat House of Texas. They pioneered the Tannat grape, which is a big red grape that hails from southwest France in the Mataron area and also Uruguay. So it produces a big, bold, tannic red wine, perfect for your porterhouse steaks. It's going to have really big color and that kind of cherry, cocoa, sweet tobacco notes. Just a delicious wine.
I really like on this label, I mean, it may be difficult to say, but it says elevation, the soils that it came from, when it's harvested, the process, the fermentation, the aging. Like, this is a really clever label because for those of us who don't actually know a whole bunch about wine, it really helps make the process a lot more transparent.
100%. Bending Branch puts all of that information on their labels. They want consumers to know exactly what went into this bottle of Texas wine.
A lot of love. Okay, Pedernales Cellars, what about them?
Okay, Pedernales Cellars, I'm really excited about this wine. Really special wine called the Family Reserve. Mm-hmm. It's a wine made from grapes from some of their favorite vineyards. And what's really cool about this one is the majority of the wine is made from a grape called Teraldigo.
Teraldigo. I learned a word today.
It is from the mountainous region of northwest Italy. And there's some Tempranillo is also blended in this blend. Again, another really pretty soft tannin red wine to have also with steak. It's just a really fantastic wine.
I imagine these as like, we have company over, we need to grab a good bottle of red. Here we go. Okay, now this last one you told me is Christmas in a glass.
Yes.
That's exciting. Tell me a little bit.
The tasting notes on it, to me, it just has this black cherry, blackberry, cranberry, a little clove and cinnamon. You get those baking spices. This is actually a Bordeaux blend of Cabernet and Merlot. So it's going to be, again, your beef Wellington that you might have, your porterhouse steak. And Spicewood is known for its Tempranillo, but it's called the Independence because the owner, Ron Yates, felt that Cabernet still does very well in Texas, even though warm climate grapes also do well. And he wanted to be that kind of more independent thinker, not sticking just with the warm climate grapes, but giving some love to Cabernet and Merlot.
My fiance has a crush on Ron Yates. He's so good at what he does.
He is so good at what he does.
You guys, he trained as a lawyer, and now he's got like multiple wineries out in the hill country, and he's just doing fantastic things. That is delicious.
Isn't that delicious? You see what I mean? The Christmas in your mouth, right?
Awesome. Okay. You guys have a Talk and Taste coming up in November. Can you tell me more about that?
You bet. We only do our Talk and Taste twice a year. It's a virtual tasting on Zoom. Anybody can join us from home, and you get a chance to talk to the winemakers and the owners of these 4 wineries. We'll be talking about these wines, but also how harvest was this year, upcoming events, and just kind of the state of the Texas wine industry, which is growing and doing so well.
I think it's so cool because it removes kind of that layer of like, where's the vintner? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where's the winemaker? And you can get them on the line, ask them direct
Any
questions.
Oh yeah, and there I can guarantee it will be a lively conversation.
Absolutely.
It always is.
And you'll learn a little something
Yes.
along the way. We're not going to have time for it. I'm just going to mention that Bending Branch, Dukeman, and Pedernales Cellars all have events coming up in November and December. So would you suggest heading to the website?
Yes, go to their websites. Individual websites will have the events listed, but a Malbec tasting, the Family Reserve, they're going to be tasting 6 different vintages. So a lot of fun events coming up.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you want to get this holiday bundle, y'all.
Yes, the holiday bundle is $160. So it's valued at over $200.
We'll have to leave it there. But I mean, I think that one's a good deal, y'all. Okay, Talk and Taste coming up in November. Learn more at TexasFineWine.com.
In a recent article by Devin Bajak in Wichita Falls, the residents of Throckmorton passed a proposition that ended the county's status as one of just 4 alcohol-free counties in the state of Texas. The proposition failed 4 previous times before it passed in the recent election. Throckmorton Mayor William Carroll said, "The proposition is going to amount to a large amount of sales tax, and all the sales tax that we get goes directly toward lowering of property tax for any new businesses that are put in. They will increase the valuation of our city." The remaining dry counties in Texas are Roberts County in the Texas Panhandle near Oklahoma, Borden County and Kent County, both southeast of Lubbock. In a recent press release in the wine business publication, the Doc McPherson Award, which recognizes outstanding and continuous work in and support of the Texas wine industry, was presented to Dan Schwett, Director of Wine and Beer at H-E-B Grocery Company in San Antonio, Texas. Dan Schwett has been with H-E-B for 28 years in various roles and has served as Director of Wine and Beer for the past 8 years. Owner, winemaker, and son of Doc McPherson, Kim McPherson, presented the award to Mr. Schwett and said, "When the committee thinks about nominees, we think about impact. H-E-B has a huge commitment to Texas products, and that includes Texas wines. They provide access, but more importantly, H-E-B provides a showcase and support of these products. And the person who is at the helm providing all his direct professional and personal support to all of us in this industry is none other than Dan Schwett. Congratulations, Mr. Schwett, on such an esteemed award." In a recent article written by Rana Berg of Forbes magazine entitled "The Top Restaurants in Texas According to the Michelin Guide," revealed 15 restaurants that were awarded the coveted recognition of being a world-class culinary establishment. There were 7 restaurants in Austin, Texas that was awarded the top Michelin star accolade, 6 in Houston, and 1 in both Dallas and San Antonio. The announcement came after an invitation-only ceremony in Houston that now has officially recognized Texas as an international culinary hub and incubator for talented chefs. Wendell Puyance, who is the international director of the Michelin Guide, says, "We monitor the evolution of the culinary landscape closely, and Texas has been on our radar for many years. A Michelin star is a worldwide benchmark awarded to restaurants offering the highest quality food. The food culture and authenticity makes Texas worth traveling here because it's unique and deserves worldwide recognition." To receive a Michelin star award, a restaurant is evaluated on 5 different criteria, which include quality products, the harmony of flavors, the mastery of cooking techniques, the voice and personality of the chef as reflected in the cuisine, and consistency between each visit. So I thought I would do a bit of research to see which of the highly esteemed restaurants had a Texas wine as an option on their wine list. Of the 15 restaurants selected for a Michelin star, Barley Swine in Austin has one selection of Texas wine, which is a 2022 Lightsome Wine Sparkling Mourvèdre from Fredericksburg, Texas. And Leroy and Lewis Barbecue has two selections of Texas wine on their list, which include a Lost Draw Sparkling Rosé and a William Chris Mourvèdre. And that's your Texas wine scene news. As I attended various wine events and visited with winemakers and winery representatives across the state, obscure grape varieties that are gaining in popularity in Texas often come up in conversation as a new wine or wine style being released. In previous episodes, I covered a grape mini-series of the most popular grape varieties in Texas, which included such grape varieties like Tempranillo, Mourvèdre, Montepulciano, and Sangiovese on the red side, and Blanc du Bois, Viognier, Marsanne, and Roussanne on the white side. So I thought I would touch on some of the other honorable mention grape varieties that deserve some recognition. This week, we will begin the obscure grape variety mini-series with Teroldego. Teroldego is a red Italian grape variety grown primarily in the northeastern region of Trento Alto Adige in the country of Italy and is the offspring of the grape variety Syrah. It has been suggested that the name Teroldego is the Italian form of Golden Tyrol based on the status the wines achieved throughout Europe in the 18th and 19th centuries. Teroldego is a deeply colored red wine grape variety with an intense fruity character that struggles to ripen in its traditional long and cool growing seasons. Underripe Teroldego is very unpleasant with harsh acidity and vegetal aromas. Teroldego vines also has the habit of shedding their berries, and grapes are prone to falling off the bundles. But the challenges of ripening Teroldego is not one of concern for grape growers or vineyard owners due to the warm to hot growing conditions we experience here in Texas. When grown on the right soils and in warm climate conditions, Teroldego has a lovely bouquet of red berries, pine nuts, almonds, and bergamot with soft and succulent tannins. Teroldego seldom boasts a robust structure, ensuring that even very young vintages are always a pleasure to drink. Join us next week as we continue our obscure Texas grape variety mini-series, taking a closer look at Counoise. Before we get into the wine events for the weekend, let's check the weather. The weather for the weekend in the High Plains wine growing region will have high temperatures of 75 degrees with low temperatures of 41 degrees. The North Texas wine growing region will have high temperatures of 76 degrees with low temperatures of 45 degrees. The West Texas wine growing region will have high temperatures of 77 degrees and low temperatures of 49 degrees. The Texas Hill Country wine growing region will have high temperatures of 78 degrees with low temperatures of 45 degrees. And the Gulf Coast wine growing region will have high temperatures of 81 degrees with low temperatures of 51 degrees. Head on out to Wine for the People in Fredericksburg, Texas for their reserve tasting event on Saturday, November 16th at 2 p.m. Embark on an unforgettable journey through the heart of Texas terroir with the reserve tasting experience led by winemaker Ray Wilson. Guests will be treated to a curated selection of 5 limited to production wines, thoughtfully paired with seasonal and locally sourced bites. As Ray Wilson unveils the stories behind each glass, you'll gain exclusive insights into the art of winemaking. Whether you're a wine aficionado or a curious explorer, this reserve tasting experience promises to be a profound connection with the flavors that make Texas wine stand out. For more information on this event, visit their website at wineforthepeople.com. Join Bending Branch Winery in Comfort, Texas for their Cherokee Rosé Malbec Vertical Tasting event on Saturday, November 16th from 2 to 4 p.m. Bending Branch is excited to host their first Malbec Vertical Tasting featuring the Cherokee Rosé Vineyard. Farmed by the Durden family, Cherokee Rosé is a 4-acre single variety vineyard located in Comfort, Texas, just 9 miles from Bending Branch Winery. Bending Branch has made Malbec from the Cherokee Rosé vineyard since 2017. Guests will have the opportunity to meet the grape growers and enjoy a tasting of 6 wines, including 2 from the barrel. This guided tasting event will be held in the Barrel Room at Bending Branch Winery with delicious charcuterie included with your ticket purchase. For more information about this event, visit their website at bendingbranchwinery.com. Head on out to spend an afternoon in La Meta, Texas, and join Fiesta Winery for their food and wine pairing class on Saturday, November 16th at 6:30 p.m. Learn the secrets to choosing the right wine to enhance your holiday menu as you taste 5 wines paired with holiday-inspired small bites. With all the different variations of holiday cuisine, this event is a crowd favorite and one you don't want to miss. For more information about this event, visit their website at fiestawinery.com. Join Messina Hoff Winery in Grapevine, Texas for their 10th anniversary event on Saturday, November 16th from 6 to 8 p.m. From 2014 to 2024, Messina Hoff has been pouring award-winning wine for the wonderful grapevine community and wine enthusiasts far and wide. In honor of this wonderful milestone, come out and raise a toast with the Bonarigo family and the Messina Hoff team at this commemorative event. As a thank you to the loyal members and customers, guests will have exclusive access to limited 2014 vintage wine, a celebratory toast from the Bonarigos, hors d'oeuvres, and a special take-home gift. For more information about this event, visit their website at messinahoff.com. If you can't make it out to an event this weekend, here are a few events for next weekend. Head on out to historic Gainesville, Texas for their Gainesville Wine and Country Festival on Saturday, November 23rd from 12 to 7:30 p.m. Immerse yourself in the flavors of 16 North Texas wineries, each pouring their finest wines. Guests will enjoy local food trucks, shop the local vendors, and of course, taste the wonderful wines of the North Texas wine country. Live music will be provided by Light Combs, performing a Luke Combs tribute from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Your general admission ticket purchase includes 2 3/4-ounce pours at each of the 16 wineries. Or step your purchase up to the VIP status, which includes 2 3/4-ounce pours at each of the 16 wineries, 3 additional 1-ounce pours of premium wines, selected bites from local restaurants, wine swag, and exclusive access to the VIP area. Wineries pouring at this event include 4 Hour Ranch Winery, RK Winery, Blue Ostrich Winery and Vineyard, Edge of the Lake Vineyard, and Landon Winery, just to name a few. For more information and ticket purchases for this event, visit Gainesville Wine Country Festival at eventbrite.com. Kick off the holiday season with movie night under the stars at Michael Ross Winery in Fredericksburg, Texas on Sunday, November 24th at 6 p.m. The old classic National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation will be the feature for the evening. So bring your blankets and Michael Ross will have the food and the wine. That's a recipe for a wonderful holiday evening. For more information on this event, visit their website at michaelrosswinery.com. How about heading south for the holidays and head on over to the 6th annual Corpus Christi Food and Wine Festival on Saturday, November 23rd from 3 to 12 p.m. midnight. This tasting event will feature nearly 100 varieties of wine from all over the world while you sample food from local food trucks, go shopping in the vendor areas, take part in a grape stomp, or just hang out and enjoy the grape vibes in the heart of Corpus Christi's C District. Enjoy Texas wines in the Taste of Texas, try a variety of local craft brews in the Corpus Christi Craft Corner, or view and purchase art from some of the best local artists in the area. Guests will have the opportunity to interact with local chefs as they compete in a chopped style competition that is centered around sustainable food. Your ticket purchase includes a wine festival tasting glass, a wine festival tote bag for shopping, and tasting tickets for wine or beer. For more information and ticket purchases for this event, visit 6th Annual Corpus Christi Wine Festival at eventbrite.com. And those are your wine events for the weekend. Stay tuned for your music lineup for the weekend up next. Arch Ray Winery in Fredericksburg, Texas gets the music lineup going this weekend with Andy Garcia on stage Friday, November 15th from 5 to 8 p.m., followed by Abe Mack on Saturday, November 16th from 3 to 6 p.m. Dry Comel Creek Vineyard in New Braunfels, Texas will have Sean Slater on stage Saturday, November 16th from 2 to 5 p.m. Fiesta Winery on 290 will have Chad Allen on stage Saturday, November 16th from 1 to 5 p.m., followed by the very popular Wake Eastman on stage Saturday, November 16th from 3 to 6 p.m. William Chris Vineyards in Hyde, Texas will have Jack Martin on stage Friday, November 15th from 1 to 4 p.m. The Texas Wine Collective in Fredericksburg, Texas will host Lonnie Lett on stage Saturday, November 16th from 1 to 5 p.m. Wild Seed Farm in Fredericksburg, Texas will let Steve Carey assume the musical duties on Saturday, November 16th from 1 to 4 p.m., followed by Lee Bechamp on Sunday, November 17th from 1 to 4 p.m. Whistle and Duck Winery in Weimar, Texas will have Steve Bauman on stage Saturday, November 16th from 2 to 5 p.m. Bull Lion Ranch and Vineyard will have Chloe Bates on stage Sunday, November 17th from 3 to 6 p.m. Augusta Vin Winery in Fredericksburg, Texas has a fantastic music lineup for their Sips and Sounds event, starting with Faith Evangeline on Friday, November 15th from 12 to 3 p.m., followed by Hunter Billingsley from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. Jeff Wood will take the stage on Saturday, November 16th from 12 to 3 p.m., followed by Dylan Tanner Heap from 3:30 to 6:30 p.m. David Selbo will close out the show on Sunday, November 17th from 2:30 to 5:30 p.m. Barnhill Vineyard in Anna, Texas has an equally entertaining music lineup for the weekend, with That 70s Band taking the stage on Friday, November 15th from 7:30 to 10 p.m. Dave Simmons will grace the stage on Saturday, November 16th from 12 to 5 p.m., followed by Fleetwood X on Saturday, November 16th from 7:30 to 10 p.m. Marker Sellers Winery in Bridgeport, Texas will have the Fergos Jazz Duo on stage Saturday, November 16th from 6 to 9 p.m. Covington Cellars in Hyde, Texas will have Josh Murley on stage Friday, November 15th from 4 to 7 p.m. Moody Family Wines in Bullard, Texas will have Danny Sharp on stage Friday, November 15th from 6 to 8:30 p.m., followed by Jennifer Martin on stage Saturday, November 16th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. as well. Texas Heritage Vineyard in Fredericksburg will have Chad Richard and Will Trotton on stage Friday, November 15th from 2 to 4 p.m., followed by Rodney Brannigan on stage Sunday, November 17th from 2 to 4 p.m. as well. Deep Roots Vineyards in Plantersville, Texas will let Already Gone jam out while performing an Eagles tribute on Saturday, November 16th from 12 to 5:30 p.m. Longhorn Cellars in Fredericksburg, Texas will have Bill Mackel on stage Saturday, November 16th from 1 to 4 p.m. Rising Sun Vineyard in McCade, Texas will let Phil Hurley rock the house on Sunday, November 17th from 2 to 5 p.m. Dove Ridge Winery in Weatherford, Texas will have Ariana Ortiz and Mark LaFon on stage Saturday, November 16th from 2 to 5 p.m. And Eden Hill Vineyard and Winery will close out the music lineup for the weekend with some smooth jazz from the Ken Snow Jazz Trio on Saturday, November 16th from 5 to 8 p.m. And that's your music lineup for the weekend. Stay tuned for Did You Know? Recently, I've had the opportunity to taste various forms of sparkling wine at different wine events. Some of the winery representatives and winemakers spoke about their sparkling wine selection and their winemaking process for those products. On multiple occasions, they spoke about the winemaking process and utilized the term or phrase forced carbonation to explain the process of introducing bubbles into the wine, which makes it fizzy. Forced carbonation is a technique that pumps pressurized carbon dioxide into a liquid, in this case wine, inside of a pressurized vessel. The forced carbonation method is used most commonly in the sparkling beverage industry because it can easily and quickly carbonate large volumes of beverages within hours, which is one of the advantages of this method. Other advantages of the forced carbonation method include its simplicity, and it's inexpensive with relatively low labor cost. Disadvantages to the forced carbonation method are that it requires large amounts of capital investment and it's subjectively viewed as a lower quality to some other sparkling wine beverages. I take reservation with the notion that this sparkling wine process is a cheap version of the methods such as the champagne method. I've tasted delicious versions of the forced carbonation method that will rival champagne and other traditional sparkling wine regions. I do, however, believe that the traditional method of sparkling wine, with its dissolved carbon dioxide and fine bubbles, allows the wine to have a more delicate mouthfeel and perceived elegance and last longer when the bottle is opened. But did you know that the size of the bubbles in sparkling wine are directly related to the pressure of carbon dioxide dissolved in the liquid inside the bottle? Pressure is measured in psi, pounds per square inch. 14 pounds per square inch equals 1 atmosphere. A traditional bottle of sparkling wine has between 5 and 6 atmospheres, or about 60 to 90 pounds per square inch of pressure. Frizzante or tank method sparkling wines using forced carbonation has 2 to 3 atmospheres of pressure in the bottle, or 30 to 40 psi. A good way to remember the relative pressure in a bottle of traditional sparkling wine versus a forced carbonation sparkling wine is the pressure in a bottle of traditional sparkling wine has similar pressure required to fill up an automobile tire, whereas a forced carbonation sparkling wine is similar to the pressure in a bicycle tire. Well, that would do it for this week's episode. Thank you for joining me. I'm Mike Cole, your Texas wine scene correspondent, and I look forward to seeing you next time on the Texas Wine Scene. Cheers. For more in-depth information on the wineries mentioned in this episode, visit the Texas Wine Lover website at txwinelover.com or the Texas Wine Lover app. There you will be able to find a vast amount of information about Texas wineries and wine-related businesses. You can also search for information such as maps of Texas wineries, Texas wine trails, a list of Texas vineyards, 100% Texas wineries, winemaker profiles, and much, much more. So visit their website at txwinelover.com. That's txwinelover.com. Also, please leave me a rating and a review and share this podcast with all your wine-loving friends.